all this stuff dropped, I just had an urge to listen to MJ, like right before, in the morning. I had an urge to listen to You Wanna Be Starting Something. For some reason, I was just like, that song was in my head, and I just had to put it on. But the thing about the whole Michael Jackson thing, I don't have, I was gonna wait until I was able to see the documentary Leaving Neverland. I haven't seen it yet because I don't have cable, and I didn't want to comment until I saw it. But I had some other thoughts on it, and my thoughts are, who cares? He's dead. What are you gonna do? Like, what? He's dead. I mean, I don't really know what they're trying to expose, except unless they're trying to expose the whole system of child rape in the entertainment industry, because that's really what it is. Now, I just want to say, for the victims, I hope this gives them closure and peace, some kind of closure. I don't know if they'll ever get closure. It's so sad, and it's sad that the parents sold them out, and I think really that's who we need to focus on. But the victims, man, God, just imagine you're a child and this is your idol. And I mean, Michael Jackson is world famous, okay? Let me tell you how world famous Michael Jackson is. So when I lived in Taiwan, in the cities, they have, like, just like they have liquor stores, they have fruit stands around the city, like all year round. And I would always pass by this one fruit stand, and she would be playing Michael Jackson music, or the lady was always playing Michael Jackson music, okay? And this is not even like in Taipei. This isn't like a city called Taoyuan, which is like a suburb of Taipei, which is the capital. But this lady was always playing Michael Jackson music. So I was like, you know what, let me go and see what's up with this fruit stand that's always playing Michael Jackson music. So I go in, and I couldn't really speak Chinese that well, but I was like, Nishiwan, like I was trying to speak her in English for a little bit, and then she was like, what, huh? And then I was like, Nishiwan Michael Jackson, ma, which means, do you like Michael Jackson? And then she was like, she just heard the words of Michael Jackson, and she flipped out. She was like, Michael Jackson, ha! And she like starts moonwalking, this old, like no joke, okay? So he's definitely had an impact on the world. And then when he died, I was out of town, but I was in Denver, and it was funny because my aunt and I were on the computer, and we saw a notification that Farrah Fawcett died, and we're like, oh no, that's so sad, Farrah Fawcett. And then right after that, not too long after that, a notification popped up that Michael Jackson had died, and we were just like, poor Farrah Fawcett, man, they died on the same day. Pushed him out the way. It was like, oh shit, Michael Jackson died. Like, his death took precedent over her and everything. And then, you know, what else? Oh, and so when I got back, I was in Denver when that happened, and when I got back to LA, I went to this Thai restaurant, and we were talking about Michael Jackson. I was like, yeah, do you know who Michael Jackson is? She was like, are you kidding me? Because they're from Thailand. They're American, you know, have a restaurant. But she was like, my best friend called me from Thailand, like 3 o'clock in the morning, crying over Michael Jackson, okay? So everybody around the world, like, knows who Michael Jackson is. I've never seen anybody, I don't think anybody is that famous, world famous. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio, maybe Angelina Jolie. I don't even think Elvis, but I would say he's probably one of the most famous people ever to live on the planet. He's had such an impact on so many people's lives. His music is amazing. His team of producers and the music he created, it just has weaved so many beautiful memories between so many people that can't even speak English. Like, they can sing a Michael Jackson song though, I bet you that. So why are they bringing this up now when he's dead? Now, everybody always knew that there was some funny business. I kind of went back and forth. Of course, me being a huge Michael Jackson fan, I did not want to believe it. You know, I didn't want to believe. I wanted to believe that he was set up. But after many people kept coming out, you know, and saying that he, you know, he molested them, you know, like, I think a lot of people kind of feel torn, because I think a child molester is one of the worst things you can ever be in this lifetime on a planet, like, ever. But he makes some really great music. So I think there is something to be said by the person. Just as an artist, you can create something really amazing but still not be a good person. Now, I think that, you know, he was severely abused when he was a child. I'm pretty sure his parents sold him out. You know, they probably physically abused him, and then, you know, there are rumors of other producers, you know, molesting him and severely molesting and abusing him when he was a child. And he's been in this industry since he was 5. He's also probably one of the youngest child stars that's made it. It's still remained famous, because a lot of, you know, people trust, if they become famous when they're a child, they don't really, they're not really successful in their adult years. But he's been in this industry since he was 5, and he knows nothing else. And I think that when you also get that famous, you don't have any boundaries. You know, there are a lot of people that live on work off of you. So, I mean, he has all kinds of people around him, like maids, security guards, you know, agents, managers, hairstylists. I'm sure a lot of all these people saw stuff. And from what I understand, they had to sign confidentiality agreements. But when does your confidentiality, isn't there I don't know, somebody correct me if they're a lawyer or they know anything about this. If there's child endangerment, or if there's something, you know, shady, doesn't that, you know, make that confidentiality treatment null and void? I'm pretty sure it does. But it's like, you know, a lot of people, even if that's the case, a lot of people probably chose to look the other way because they're living off of him. So, you know, when you get to be that big, when you're making millions and millions and billions of dollars, you have other people that are making money off of you too. And I mean, I know I'm going a bit of a tangent, but this is the same reason too why you see a lot of drugs that, I mean, the stars that become drug addicts, and then, you know, they don't really get clean because they don't really have time to heal, because a lot of people want them working again so they can make money off of them, you know, which is sad. It's so sad that, you know, people, the price of fame is so high that people are willing to sell their soul and sell other people out for it. And the parents, man, I just think, you know, if the parents weren't compliant, then he wouldn't have been able to molest them. Maybe, you know, you know, I mean, and they were able to be seduced by his fame. And, you know, I've known other people, I've heard rumors of other people molesting other people in the industry, and they can't really do anything about it because the parents won't speak up about it. You know, the parents don't, you know, a lot of parents live vicariously through their children being famous, or they like the money, or they like the attention, or whatever, and they think that, you know, it's okay to look the other way because that's the price for fame, you know. Oh well, just like, I'll let my child get, you know, sexually abused, and, you know, we'll get money. It's not a big deal, you know, but it is a big deal. So there's this whole thing about, you know, and I don't know, like, I don't know how we would be able to study this as a society. But obviously Michael Jackson was mentally disturbed. The whole family is. These, you saw all that what they did to all their noses. Okay, their noses. Who does that to themselves? That's just insane. And then Michael Jackson just went all the way. I mean, he looked like a monster. He didn't look, you know, he's not a normal looking person. You know, he wasn't bad looking when he was a kid. You know, he's amazing talent when he was a kid. Amazing. Like, so I don't know, are they trying to distract us from other stuff going on by bringing this up, you know? Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna go on 2 tangents, but when Oprah, like, I was really annoyed that Oprah is interviewing these people, because she's a part of this shit too. Like, I wouldn't be like, fuck you, Oprah. Like, really? You're gonna bring awareness while you're, like, you know, serving women up to Harvey Weinstein? You know, and you know you're, like, kissing him, having your tongue in his ear and stuff like that. You know, get out of here. Get out of here. Seriously? It's like when Hollywood wants to fight against the Me Too movement by wearing black. It's like a damn cult ceremony. You know, they're, like, talking about the Me Too movement, but they're the ones that started it. So, I mean, how am I supposed to take Oprah or anybody seriously in Hollywood that's going to bring awareness to this problem? I just don't think that's, like, it's ridiculous. And I was watching Hassan Campbell, and he had a really good point. I was like, damn, that's a good point. Where he was talking about that, we have to be responsible. He was mainly talking about black people holding other black people accountable for stuff like this. And how, why are we waiting for the enemy, the leaders of this shit, to tell us it's okay to go after people like R. Kelly and Michael Jackson? Why weren't we doing that before? And he brings a good point, like, a lot of times in the inner city community, there are a lot of people that, when they were 15, 14, having sex and guys that were like, in their mid-20s. So there's a lot of this sentiment in the inner city community that this is okay. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's just in the inner city community. I just think outside of the inner city community, it's more latent. But this is kind of like a theme in our society. Like, I think Paul Walker was like that too. Like, he had, younger kids and shit, and then everybody, I mean, I'm so sick of the hypocrisy. Yeah, just make me hate every fucking body in Hollywood. Just make me hate everybody. Just go on. I think I'm almost done. I think I almost hate everybody in Hollywood now. Because I just can't take the blatant hypocrisy, the blatant lies, the lust for fame, and just the thing is, lots and lots of people knew that this was going on. Even with R. Kelly, like, I don't know why this is coming out now. That guy Hassan Campbell made a really good point too about the whole double jeopardy thing. That's like a slippery slope. And he said he wasn't even defending R. Kelly. I'm sure as hell am not. But when you're convicted of a crime and you're found guilty, even if you are guilty, even people think you're guilty, you can't really go back to jail you can't really go back on trial and be found guilty of that crime, because if you do that, that's going to leave it's going to open up Pandora's box for a whole other slew of shit to happen for, people that are innocent. And then, there's so many already innocent people in jail anyway, of all races, not just a black thing, but there are a lot of innocent people that go to jail. There are a lot of people that want to frame people, and, if they're not found guilty the first time, then, they're just going to find something to do. Like, look at our president. It's even happening to our president. Like, there's no evidence of Russian collusion. There's nothing, that they can find on him. So now they just have to make shit up, So, I mean, it's just, it's insane. Yeah, so I think, so I was going back to my other tangent. Why are they bringing this up now, right? It's like they're bringing it up to maybe distract us from stuff, like a lot of stuff that's going on. Guys, think about, it's good to think about this, but what is going on that's really going to affect your life? For me, I'm into the health freedom movement. That's been my thing even before I started, discussing quote unquote politics and shit. That was more my thing. That's where I'm kind of going back to that right now, because they're trying to mandate vaccines, and they're not. The news isn't covering that. The news isn't covering that. The conservatives are not covering this issue yet. They're talking about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, who's dead, who we can't do anything about anyway. All over everywhere. Why isn't Oprah talking about mandatory vaccinations? She had Jenny McCarthy on her show years ago. She knows. Why doesn't she talk about that? Why isn't Tucker Carlson talking about that? I don't know. So that's for me. Maybe they're trying to distract us from that. Maybe there's something else that you guys know about that I don't know about, that we're being distracted by these stories that we can't really, that are frivolous. Anyway, so let me know what those are. If you know something else that I miss. My focus is really on the vaccine thing, because to me that's really creepy, because to me that's I mean, you guys know how I feel. I don't want to go deep and make this video longer than it needed to be, but anyway, let me let you go, and I will talk to you later. All right, guys, peace and love. Bye bye.